There's no such thing as sight reading. Learning a scale is like learning a new word. If you're studying English and you want to learn the word cat, well, you could focus completely on pronunciation. You could go home and practice saying the word cat 50 times a day. And you know what would happen? You get better at saying the word cat. And that's good. You need to be able to pronounce words if you want to communicate. But we have a word for people who can speak the language but can't read it or write it down. That's called being illiterate. If you want to become literate, if you want to be able to read the word cat, then you're going to have to know what the letters are, what order they go in, and what they look like. Because once you know that, anytime you see cat, it's going to be the same every time, right? Once you know that, you're going to recognize it every time you see it, right? Nobody's ever going to spell cat with a 2, right? It's always going to be spelled the same way, yes? And when you see the word cat, you're going to think the sound of the word cat in your head. Well, same thing's true of a major scale. If you're learning a major scale and you go home and you practice playing your major scale 50 times a day, well, that's good. You're going to get better at playing the major scale. But playing the major scale isn't going to help you read, right? You need to be able to play the major scale. That's not going to help you read. If you want to recognize the scale when you see it written in music, you have to know what the notes are, what order they go in, and what they look like. Because once you know that, major scales are always spelled the same way, right? You see the F major scale in music, it's going to be spelled the same way every time. And if you can learn to recognize the scale when you see it written down, then you'll think the melody of a major scale in your head. My name's Mark Dooley. I've been a private music teacher for 36 years, focused on practical theory and music literacy. If you want to hear more, follow me. If you'd like lessons, contact me. If you can learn to read words, you can learn to read music.